program will offer specific classroom instruction on a wide variety of subjects ranging from conflict resolution, math, computer skills, blueprint reading, just to name a few. The next 4-month segment will include gas sector specific work that will include a mix of gas distribution and service work. At the successful completion of their 6-month program, students will receive a 30 college credit hour accreditation. Students will then enter a 1-month mentorship program that will allow for them to put their classroom work to practical use in real supportive environment situations in the field. The mentorship component will be administered by the local 18007 current gas workers. At the conclusion of the program, they will be ready for employment within the ranks of the gas utility sector with employers such as our employer partner here in Chicago, Peoples Gas. So having given you a quick overview of the program itself, I'd like to introduce our first speaker. And our first speaker who's going to talk to us about different parts and roles that all of our partners play in this is Acting Director David Vaught from the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here. Governor Quinn asked that we come out and support this program. He's very much for it and unfortunately had a conflict and couldn't be here personally today, but I'm here with Erica Borgren, our Director of Veterans Affairs, who is a veteran, and West Point grad, and Jay Roll from Employment Security. We've all been working to put this together, and we have to do this for our veterans. You know, the real key to this is the veterans stepped forward. They didn't get drafted. None of them got drafted. They're all volunteers today, and they stepped forward to face danger and serve their country. And we owe it to them when they return to pull together and help them out and make sure they return to a productive economy, and so they can continue to really live the kind of life they've fought for, and we've got to do that. The key is to work together. The key is for people to step up, and that's what this program represents today. The state is involved in here, and we put some money in here for training to help out. So have many others. Businesses here from Peoples Gas. The unions are here. The community colleges in Chicago that are going to be working on this, Dawson Tech and Wilbur Wright College, they are part of this program. And so we've put together a partnership where everybody pulls together to satisfy this objective. So I just want to say we're happy to be here. We're a key part of this by encouraging it and supporting it with real dollars. We're going to keep working on veterans hiring until we get them all a job when they return. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director Vaught. Next up is United States Marine Corps Reserve Major Matt Toon. Matt is a Regional Midwest Director for the Marine for Life program. So, Major Toon.
Thanks a lot, Rick. Thanks for putting this all together. And also a special thanks to Mick Yeager and the Teamsters for being behind this. Thanks to the Utility Workers Union of America. Thank you to the state of Illinois. I tell you what, I'm really excited to be here today. I run a program called Marine for Life, and you know, it's a very unique program in that I'm a Marine Corps reservist, and I'm standing here before you today to tell you that my sole job in the Marine Corps Reserves is to help Marine Corps veterans find jobs. And when I heard about this program, I couldn't tell you how excited I was to hear about it. In fact, tomorrow we have many Marines from Chicago that are going to be part of this program and to be training. And I'm so excited, and we're so proud to be a part of this. You know, these veterans that you have today are combat tested, they're battle tested, and you know what? Many of them have given their lives, and not just their lives, but they've been severely injured through the wars that we've been in. And you know what? To see America, to see the Utility Workers Union of America come to bat for us, it moved us, and we're really proud to be here. And for more information about our program, Marine for Life, go to marineforlife.org. I actually am one representative of a 4-man team here in Chicago that helps veterans. We have over 100 representatives across the United States that help Marines find jobs, and we're going to be working with Utility Workers Union of America across the United States for this program. So thanks again.
Next up on our list of guest speakers is People's Gas President, Mr. Will Evans.
Thank you, Rick. And in fact, I want you to come back over here. I want to embarrass you a little bit. You know, this is an exciting time for gas. About 18 months ago, we sat down with Rick here and our union board and started discussing on how do we train utility workers in the future. We started last year, it was the first year of a plan to modernize the gas infrastructure in the city of Chicago to over a 20-year period to invest about $2.5 billion in replacing about 2,000 miles of gas pipes in the city. You can't do that work without having a highly skilled workforce. How do we continue to train and replace our highly skilled workforce? This is the conversation we had. This is the outcome of that. This is the outcome of a lot of work, a lot of hard work by Rick, by our union board, representing a 900-person workforce that serves the city of Chicago and work as gas workers in People's Gas Light and Coal Company. I want to also thank Sal Arana. He's my manager of workforce planning, who's worked almost full-time. Sal's over there hiding behind his sunglasses. He's worked full-time with Rick here and the Utility Workers Union of America to make this happen. I also want to thank the City College of Chicago and the City of Chicago for their efforts in bringing this all together today to start a program to create workers for not just today, but for tomorrow. Thank you. And thank you again, Rick.
Thank you very much. Next, we're going to have our guest speaker. It's Ms. Paula Wolf. Paula is the current chair of the City College's Board of Trustees.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here today representing City Colleges, and I want to thank everybody on behalf of the mayor and the chancellor, as well as the board. In case you haven't noticed, the chancellor and the mayor share a couple of common characteristics. They have great vision, they're enormously competent, and incredibly impatient. And I am, as well as the rest of the board, running to catch up with them all the time. This program is a perfect example of the kind of thing that they are very, very eager to do. It's got all of the elements of what City Colleges wants. We want to be able to make sure that our students who enter the doors leave with a certificate or a degree of some kind of economic value. So they walk out the door and their lives have been changed dramatically in terms of what their earnings are, what they can contribute to their families and their community. And this partnership, which includes the state and People's Gas, as well as the unions and the Veterans Group, absolutely epitomizes the kinds of things that City Colleges needs in order to be able to fulfill that mission. So we want to thank everybody whose hard work went into this. I want particularly to single out my predecessor, Martin Cabrera, who worked with Mr. Evans to be able to put this together. And the final thing I would say is an important part of both the mayor, the chancellor's, and the board's interest is making sure that when we enter something like this, we fulfill our obligation and we do what we've said we're going to do for the students. So part of what the board will be doing here is monitoring the work that's done in this program to make sure that City Colleges is living up to the expectation. We have representatives from several of the colleges here today who will be responsible for that. And I see them nodding, and I know when we get together at our board meetings, they will be nodding and they will give us some statistics and some accountability measures that will help us be sure that this is the kind of program that we want to launch and we want to be able to make good on for all of our students. Thank you.
One important person that I forgot to mention, it was an oversight on my behalf, but not on purpose, is Joe Beza. Joe is helping us recruit and support to the Jesse Brown VA Hospital. So I want to tell Joe thank you very much for coming and to recognize that you're here. Next up, our speaker is my boss and the national president of the Utility Workers Union of America, Michael Langford.
Thank you, Rick. I tell you, it's an honor to be here today. And just let me tell you a little bit about the women and men of the Utility Workers Union. These folks are the safest, most productive, highest skilled workers in the world. I'm so proud of what we do day in and day out. You know, in times of need, be man-made, be natural disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes, whatever it may be, who is that first line of defense? Who is that first responder? People put their lives on the line every day. It's the utility workers. Be it cutting the gas, cutting the electric, cutting the water, restoring, rebuilding that infrastructure. That's what these folks do day in and day out. And the reason I bring that up, you look at what the military does, you look at what our vets did. They put their lives on the line every day to protect the community, to protect this great nation. That's what utility workers do. So what a great fit, huh? These people are in that line of work. They rebuilt infrastructures in Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan and all around this world. So it's a perfect fit, folks, to be in the utility workers and to pick up this type of program. So I'm excited about it. I guess you can't tell, can you? You know, this is just good stuff. And you know, it wouldn't have happened unless we'd have got all the partners that are here today, our educational partners. People's Gas Integris President Will Evans, I want to thank you for being a leader and leading by example. The great state of Illinois and its great governor, Pat Quinn, I want to thank them for leading by example, by bringing all this together. Our local leadership, Local 18007 and Rick Passarelli, and everybody else that made this successful here. This is good stuff, folks. This is what we talk about. This is what the talking heads talk about all the time, but we've turned it into reality. These are good, high-skilled, paying jobs. They're very, you get your education, you get your journey person's card, you can continue your career ladder. This is just all good stuff because it's continuous learning. I could sit up here and talk all day, and I know you got other business to deal with. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for being partners in this and making this a huge success, because this is the right thing to do. It's the right thing for America. Thank you.
We have one more distinguished guest who's joined us here on the stage. It's the Illinois National Guard Project Officer, and it's Captain Jeremy Duango. So thank you very much for coming. I'm going to close this up real quick, and then we'll be available for any Q&A after I finish up here. So again, just to reiterate, my name is Rick Passarelli. I'm a Navy veteran who served during operations in Lebanon from 1982 to 1985. I'm also the business manager of the Gas Workers Local 18007 here in Chicago, and I serve as the national chair of the Utility Workers Union of America. I just want to take this opportunity while we have everybody gathered just to go over a few topics with everybody. For all those who have worn the uniform, including those who are currently serving our country, you know what the Warriors Creed is a part of what is instilled in you from the very first day you enter military service, and sometimes serves as our tragic last words of many of our heroes who pay the ultimate price for our freedom. Acts of heroism are not a new concept within the military service and throughout our country's history. They have been central to victories and engagements from Revolutionary War to the present combat operations in Afghanistan. The Warriors Creed requires service members to place their mission before all else and to complete your mission at all costs while never leaving a buddy behind. Placing the mission first is the very essence of how our military heroes must react. This is true for lots of reasons. It is not a normal human response to fly fighter jets into dogfights, or walk the point of a combat patrol and continue progressing forward into a hellfire of machine gun rounds and mortars. Neither is it normal to work flight operations, recovering jets on a thin cable of an aircraft carrier being tossed around in the ocean. It is also not a normal human response for helicopter pilots to touch down in hot landing zones to evacuate our wounded and dead under a barrage of fire. As I mentioned, the core of our creed is to never give up on a mission and never leave buddies behind. These are but a few examples of what military heroes have, without hesitation, done countless times throughout our nation's history. I'm very proud to be part of a great team, and I want to just take a few seconds to thank a few of our individuals who are here. To Governor Pat Quinn and his entire staff, especially all the state agency directors who are with us today. They have all made sure that politics do not interrupt the mission to find gainful employment for our returning men and women who wear the uniform. So Governor and staff, on behalf of the veterans community, thank you for not leaving your buddy behind. To Utility Workers National President Mike Langford, without President Langford's unconditional support and leadership by allowing me to chair our Veterans Committee, this initiative simply would not have been possible. At our most recent executive board meetings in Boston, we had a guest speaker, Colonel David Sutherland. He delivered a presentation to our entire board, and I can tell you there was not a dry eye in the room. When Colonel Sutherland finished his presentation, President Langford rose to his feet and from his leadership role simply told Colonel Sutherland, and I quote, "The Utility Workers Union of America have your back." President Langford then challenged our entire executive board to take what's being done in Illinois and make it work through the entire country by approaching employers to do the right thing for the veterans community. So thank you, President Langford, for not leaving a buddy behind. To Michael Yeager, who is a president of Teamsters Local 786 and a friend of the utility workers. More importantly, Mick is a highly decorated Vietnam veteran who works tirelessly to make sure this generation of veterans never experiences the horrific problems that his generation dealt with while returning home from the jungles of Vietnam. He has spoken to many groups on behalf of veterans and provides for one of the best assistance programs we have in the state, known as the Teamsters Military Assistance Program. Mick has also helped to secure legislation that has now been signed into law last summer for a veteran set aside from employers. So thank you, Mick, for your selfless work and for not leaving a buddy behind. The President of People's Gas, Mr. Will Evans. I have known Mr. Evans now for 26 years. Payback. My personal opinion of President Evans is based on his unwavering commitment to integrity. To borrow a phrase from the sports world, we often hear commentators say, this guy is a player's manager or a player's coach. Well, I can tell you firsthand that Mr. Evans is known around our circles as an employee's manager. He has a unique open door policy which has fostered a great labor management working relationship to solve problems. When I approached him with this concept, he simply said, Rick, let me assemble a team to help support you, and let's get this done. Without the commitment of our partnership with People's Gas under President Evans' leadership, this mission could not get done. So thank you, President Evans, for not leaving a buddy behind. To the community colleges of Chicago and Director Wolf, without the working relationship of the community colleges where our veterans will be trained, this also could not happen. The community colleges are working tirelessly to make sure that the licensing and accreditation for training is part of what is instilled in these students. This means a great deal to returning veterans, communicating clearly that their sacrifice has meant something. To Salam Asignon and David Inman, thank you for not leaving a buddy behind. And last but not least, the day-to-day operational team that's worked day and night to bring all these pieces you see before you together. Elizabeth Belcaster, our veterans liaison to the entire workforce community. Jamie Simon, our special assistant to the national president and our national grant writer. Rich Matta, our Power for America National Training Director, our President, Tim Giracca, Local 18007, and the Executive Board. This group has seen the mission and has worked extremely hard to complete this mission at all costs. The part that is most humbling to me is that Liz, Jamie, Rich, and most of the people you see in front of you are not veterans, but have given their time and talents to make sure that we have jobs for all of our returning heroes. So to close, thank all of you for all you have done and all that you continue to do for veterans. And in the military lingo, Charlie Mike, which means continue mission. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. Thank you.